Bill, how long have you been an agent?
Well, I've started my own company probably 13 years ago. Prior to that, I managed a couple of major farms in Maryland, Chanceland and Ross Valley Farm for Eleanor Ryan. We raised Houston, who sold for $2.6 million.
Really?
Yeah, we had 2 champion brood mares, Heavenly Cause and Smart Angle. And so I managed farms for I think 22 years, and I always liked the sales. It's one of the things I think I do well. And I've been doing this for about 14 years. But I've been in the business. I'm 59. I've been in it pretty much my whole life, so I've done just about everything.
This always takes place during the around the Preakness.
Right around the Preakness. I mean, these horses ship in probably 2 weeks prior to the Preakness and train. A lot of them come up from the Florida area. We'll have to step back here. A lot of them come in here from the Florida area or South Carolina, where they've been trained to prepare for the sale. A number of these horses have been purchased as yearlings from the yearling sales, and then they're resold here as 2-year-olds. Of course, there's a series of 2-year-old and training sales. This is the next to the last sale. There's another sale in a couple of weeks in early June in Ocala, Florida. Yesterday we had a breeze show day, and today's the final day of the breeze show. The horses will continue. They won't train anymore, but they'll show in hand, and we'll sell them on Monday and Tuesday after the Preakness.
So this is it's a Limehouse. Was the mare unraced?
Yeah, I believe she was. Yeah, she was. Pedigree-wise, you know, he is a New York bred, which is valuable, kind of encouraging, because, you know, with the bonus programs going on in New York, they seem to be all the rage. Colt
really
has,
nice
in his second dam, he has a lot of depth of pedigree. Generally, from what I find, is first and second foals are pretty good, out of mares are pretty good race horses.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because some people don't like first foals, right?
Yeah, but that's only because sometimes they're slight. Okay, but when you see one like this, you see a lot of good first and second foals. That's why they don't like them. They think they're a little immature. The mare's rib cage hadn't spread, and they're slight. Now,
so when a buyer comes, when somebody's looking for, what are they looking for when they come to?
Well, you know what, as Frank and I were talking earlier, what draws their attention first is, in other words, the first thing people get in the mail is they get the catalog. They turn some pages over the pedigrees that appeal to them, probably because of a sire or and the strength of the field male family. Part of it might be the state bred program. They're looking specifically for a New York bred or a Maryland bred, whatever. But generally a lot of the buyers, people that are in the business now, there are very few neophytes anymore. So people that are here, if they're not here, the principals aren't here, they send agents that are certainly sophisticated in the business. And they really know what they like and what they're looking for. They think that these people have done it before, and that they can see, you know, Wayne Lucas used to say, the cat in the horse. You know, which ones can run, okay, which ones will have a future. The thing that's appealing about this call, first thing he did was he worked well yesterday.
He worked well yesterday?
Yeah. Went 10-3 for an 8, which is rapid. There was the best time yesterday was 10-1, so you're talking 2 ticks off of that. What I like about him is he's good size. He looks like an early type. He looks like a fast type. He's probably going to get to the races here at 2. This horse is.
What makes you think that he'll be early? I mean, looking at him,
just the way he's built. I mean, he's got a very nice balanced body. He has a nice, powerful hip and chest. Very strong gaskin, good angulation in all of his limbs. When you see him walk, he's got a nice set to his head, nice definition in his girth, and he has a nice deep girth. Okay.
So he's relatively mature for his age. Is that kind of what you're seeing?
I think he is. I think he's going to be. I think he's going to be an early type, and I think he's going to go. you know, who really knows, but I think he can go anywhere from 5.5, 6 furlongs on up to a mile. It's hard to say, but I think he's a sprinter type.
In terms of being a sprinter type, are there things in his body you say, oh, he's, for example, he's sort of downhill that way, that tells me that he's a sprinter? Or...
Not really. I mean, I don't, you know, he's a nice kind of, he's not a really overly big horse. You know, when he walks athletically, gets across the ground pretty good. In his breezes, he has action. He stays pretty low efficiently to the ground, so he covers the ground pretty rapid. Physically, he looks like a pretty sound-looking horse. I mean, I haven't really I've bandaged him, you know, poulticed him after he breezed, but he's been a very sound-looking horse for the last 2 weeks in training. But I think, you know, going on his pedigree, and you know, when you go back into his second dam, there were several nice horses back in the family, and I think depth of pedigree in horses means a lot.